And all right.
Yep, there it is.
All right, perfect. How are you? Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty darn good, all things considered, in this crazy time period. Um,
Yeah.
what's life like there for you during all of this?
Well, my kids have been cooped up for going on 3 weeks now.
Oh my God.
Um, my youngest is 5, so he's just pretty excited that he gets to like play all day.
Yeah.
Uh, but my eldest is 12, and I think he's getting bored.
Oh my gosh.
But still, having to homeschool him, and I'm still working mostly from home, but then in my library a couple days a week too, just alone in the empty building. So,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Is
my
that
husband,
like totally creepy?
it's well, yes, because it's a creepy old 100 and some year old mill.
Oh,
My- So, yeah, it's a creepy building, but it's also just so peaceful and cozy, and so
right.
I guess I like creepy. That's,
Yeah.
no
Go
surprise.
figure.
Yeah.
Um, real quick, did you get a lot of like heat at your library for your last name? Do people always say like, "Oh, you have the perfect last name"? I bet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. I am Miss Reed, Mrs. Reed, and don't you forget it, everybody.
I love it. That is so perfect.
Is
Well,
it
it could
is.
be worse, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's my husband's name that I took, and I hadn't intended on changing my name when I got married, but this one was definitely an upgrade. So I took
That's so cool. Congratulations on not having one but two Bram Stoker Award nominations.
Thank you.
This
I'm
is
so
unbelievable.
excited.
But we have Bone Weaver's Orchard for first novel
Hmm.
and for your fiction collection, Out of Water, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, where were you when you got the news? What was that like?
Um, I was sitting here at my desk and I was working on freelance work, which I do when I'm not at the library. And my phone just started blah, 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 blah. And I looked over and I saw that the preliminary and then the final ballot had been released. And I was just like, I couldn't breathe there for a second. So
Wow,
it was really exciting and surprising and wonderful.
wow. I imagine your family is aware of this. Are they excited too?
Yes, yes, they are. And my 12-year-old loves Bone Weaver, which is, I mean, that's all I could ever hope for right there is that he liked the book. So he's
Wow,
really excited and following closely.
that's cool. Are they all writers? Or they want to be, into the arts and things like that too, like you?
Not so much.
Okay.
My eldest wants to be an engineer, and he's
Oh,
very
cool.
into math and science. It's a good thing he's also good at those because I cannot help him with his math homework. Um, but my youngest, I don't know, he loves books and we read all day. So maybe for him, that might be his.
That's cool. What about everybody at your library? Are they aware of that you're a writer and that you've gotten this accolade?
Yeah, and they're so wonderfully supportive. I mean, my boss threw me a book launch party when Bone Weaver came out, and she even had the cover of the book on a cake. And this it's a really wonderful community here, very supportive of literary work. And my library got all my books, and they always make
Oh,
sure they're on the displays. It's they're just so wonderful.
oh, that's really cool. Have you been in communication with people there? I'm sure like a lot of people are out where I am in Los Angeles. A lot of the libraries are almost kind of like morphed into like a social services kind of thing. And I'm
Yeah.
worried about because I spend a lot of time in the libraries here and I do a lot of my work there and I see a lot of like homeless people and underprivileged people and they have a lot of programs and I'm worried about like what they're doing during all of this.
Yeah, libraries do a lot more than just check out books for people. That is
Yeah.
for sure. For a lot of the community I live in, they don't have internet, and the library is their internet. So it was really a tough decision for us to close to the public, and it was, when it became a matter of safety, though, you say this is for the best, even though it's going to be hard. But I mean, we did keep our wireless on, so people can still park around the building and use wireless if they have a device.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and we are doing as much online programming as is humanly possible, just about every day. We're
Wow.
still doing our story times, we're doing our book clubs, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff that, frankly, I hope we continue to do even after we reopen, because we're reaching a whole new group of people that are learning to love their library. So I think in the end, good will come of all this, I hope.
Yeah, really. I think that we kind of hope so, right? It's like, it's really scary, but it's kind of like a very beautiful time in a weird way. I opened my door the other day and I realized I can't hear traffic in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, and I heard birds and I heard animals like I was in the middle of the woods, and I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I
Yeah.
get in my car, there's no traffic, the air is clear. It's crazy.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't take long
I
for nature.
Yeah, it's really crazy, how quickly nature, like you're right, comes right back. It's like it's kind of nice. I wish it weren't at the expense of people being sick and dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think it's showing a lot of people we're not as tied to things as maybe we thought we were. I think we're a lot more self-sufficient and okay with a lot of things, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And just getting my kids to eat like canned food has been
Right?
it's like just eat it. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Yep, I went through a very similar thing, and it's like, well, you can eat it or just it'll sit there until you're hungry. At some
Yep.
point, there's not really many options.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
And it's cool. Um, I'd like to hear about how your two books came together. Like, what was it like developing them, and well, the fiction collection as well. Like, how did all of this come together? Maybe let's start with the first novel first.
Oh, wow. I mean, I started a long time ago. And I wrote it for NaNoWriMo. I wrote it in a month, and then I spent like 4 years editing it with the help of some wonderful people like Richard Thomas and
Ah,
my HWA mentor, Danielle Kahiaku was my mentor at the time.
oh, wow, small
Right.
world.
I know. She definitely has her handprints all over that book. She helped
Wow.
me tremendously. And Alex Shane, actually, while we're not, contracted or anything, he did take a look at it and worked with it on me a bit, and he helped so much to get
Wow.
that to get the manuscript going. We did a revise and resubmit, and while it didn't work out in the end, he was so helpful and wonderful and generous with his time. So,
Wow.
really, I mean, it felt very collaborative. I had a lot of beta reader friends, and it was a wonderful experience, just of that community of people, and I traded manuscripts with people, and it was wonderful getting to work with people.
Oh, that is so cool. I, again and again, you hear just how wonderful people in the horror fiction community can be, and,
Exactly.
and I think
Exactly.
it just speaks to how passionate everybody is, and we really are in this all together, and there's so much good work and so much talent. It's just so inspiring, and it's just really an amazingly supportive group of people around the world, which is
Really
really cool.
is. It really is. And I got to go to my first StokerCon last year and get to
Yeah.
actually meet these people for the first time that I'd only ever talked to online. And it was like a family reunion. It was wonderful.
Right. And is my memory correct? Remembering you were at a table next to Jeremy? Wagner.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that was you. Okay, that
Yep.
was. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think that was Sarah was right there too, and we were kind of like, oh, being pulled in a million directions.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a big family reunion. Yeah.
It sure was massive, and what a gorgeous hotel and everything. Just a great experience overall.
It was.
So very exciting. You have any plans to go to the UK one?
I can't, unfortunately. I want to so bad. And in fact, the book is set only a few miles away from where the convention will be.
Oh my gosh.
So I really wanted to go, but I just couldn't afford it. And then
Yeah.
I thought maybe with the rescheduled dates, but then it turns out that's the same week that I'm actually doing orientation for university in Madison that week. So now I really can't go. Kind of
Yeah.
heartbroken, but I'll be
Oh,
there in spirit.
okay. I understood, of course. And I know the UK is a big trip for a lot of people in the States, especially with everything going on right now.
Yeah.
Um, but we are going to be in Denver the year after.
And lived in Colorado, northern Colorado for 23 years, and my family's
Oh,
all there. And so that I'm 100% going to be there. The whole
cool.
family's going. They're going to stay with my in-laws while I come play with you guys. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that for sure I will be there.
Wait till you get a load of the Curtis. Have you heard of the Curtis Hotel downtown?
No, I don't know which one that is yet. I did look it up when I saw that announced, but I haven't been there.
It's right next to the Performance Center. I forget what it used to be something else until like 5 years ago, but they've redone every floor is themed, and they have like a
Yes,
science
saw that.
fiction floor and a horror floor, and the lobby where we're having the convention looks like the moon base in 2001. I mean, it's crazy. It's going to be such a
It's so
blast.
fun. And of course, we got to take a side trip to the Stanley too.
Absolutely,
It's
and there's
not that
definitely going to be a
far.
pilgrimage.
Yeah, yeah. That's near where I grew up.
Oh
So,
wow,
yeah,
yeah, that's beautiful there. Just unbelievable.
it
So
is. It really
that's
is.
exciting. So your fiction collection, Out of Water, how did that come together?
In a
Just
whirlwind,
cool.
uh, it was always that as I started to get more stories placed, I started thinking about, how many do I need? And, how many feel like they go together? And then when are the rights available? And so I just started, keeping an eye on all that. And then finally I hit the point where I was like, oh, I have a book now.
Cool.
And so I messaged, Journal Stone again because they had done my novel. I said, just so you know, I have this now, and they took that too, and then ended up both coming out in the same year. It was a busy
Awesome.
year.
Awesome.
So
Um, I have a quick question about your writing because I find your writing, what I've read so far, to be very poetic and lyrical. Um, do you have like a poetry background? Do you do a lot of poetry or lyrics or anything like that?
I
Okay.
have done some poetry. I don't publish my poetry. It's more just for me. Although every now and then I think about it.
Cool.
I might dive in someday. Um, but yeah, I, I definitely like that kind of almost old-fashioned Gothic Victorian lyricalness, and not everybody does. Sometimes I catch some flack for that, but,
Uh,
but I love it.
I do too, and I thought that was like one of the coolest aspects. And I do a book club, a Gothic book club at the last bookstore
Oh,
downtown for the last couple of
cool. Oh,
years.
I would love to do something like that. That would be
Yeah,
so
well,
fun.
in the aim of in the era of Zoom and everything, maybe you can, right?
That would be so fun. I would be in a heartbeat.
Right.
I'm actually
It's
doing a read aloud of Jane Eyre for my library
oh
right
wow.
now, posting new chapters every Tuesday night. So I'll be promoting that on Facebook. So
Oh, cool. We'll have to
yeah.
share that. That's pretty cool. Um, as far as the current event, has it affected your own personal writing at this
Uh,
point?
yeah. As in I haven't been, and I don't know how much of that is the anxiety because that definitely blocks me, or the fact that I'm trying to homeschool, watch my youngest, freelance, work my library job from home, and try not to let the house look like the apocalypse that everything feels like.
Yeah.
And it's not working. So, it's a tough time to write, that's for sure. My kids pretty much are priority one right now while we all get through this. So, um, and then also, I mean, Animal Crossing did just come out. And
Right.
so if I have free time, I might be catching fish instead in some relaxation mode.
Totally. Um, do you have any releases coming out that you want to talk about in the near future?
The only thing on the near horizon is I do have a short story coming out in Ellen Datlow's Best Horror of the Year, Volume
All
12.
right.
And it was my story that was in Black Static last year called The Hope Chest. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, so that's the only thing kind of on the horizon right now. I've got a few anthology invites I'm working on, but they're still kind of fuzzy as far as if and when. But I am working on both a prequel and sequel for Bone Weaver.
Oh,
And I've recently finished a new novel that is in beta reading right now, and I'm
all right.
hoping to start submitting to agents. By well, who knows in this crazy world, but ideally by this summer. So
Wow. Well,
yeah.
that's a lot. That's pretty amazing. Um, Before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask, is there anything you'd like to say or share with everybody?
Um, I just love this community so much, and I love what the HWA does for, newer writers like me. With that mentorship program meant so much to me, and just the support from everybody. Rena is amazing and
Yes.
does so much, and so it's yeah. I love you guys. That's
Aw.
all.
Well, obviously, we love you too with two Stoker nominations, right? So that's pretty awesome. Um, where can people find you online if they want to like find more of your work and learn about you and everything?
I do have a website.
Cool.
It's inkwellmonster.wordpress.com. And that's where all my stories and books are listed and links to, interviews and fun stuff like that. And I keep it mostly updated, but it needs a few updates, I think, after all this excitement.
All right.
Um, but yeah, then I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as at inkwellmonster too.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, hey, stay safe over there, and again, congratulations and thank you for taking time to talk to us today and me. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right, my pleasure. Okay. Bye.
Bye.